December 30th, 2:17 PM, District Court Defendant Lobby number 5. Hello everyone, Triple S back as more things right, Trilogy with the game Justice for All. And the case Turnabout Big Top. This is the final part of Turnabout Big Top. Last time we effectively proved everything of how AH-AH-AH-ACHOO could have killed Russell Berry from his room with dropping the bust, and the cape that Russell was wearing fell onto the bust. Hat fell off and everything, and so the hat's still left behind, but people saw the hat because the bust has a hat. But the only thing we're snagged on is motive. So that's what we're going to prove today. I can't believe it. AH-AH-AH-ACHOO? It's pretty shocking, isn't it? It definitely is, and to think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebus, am I that hated? Aha! AH-AH-AH tried to pin the murder on you on purpose. He did? Psst, psst. But I'm nothing but a little old nobody, you know? But you're not, which is kind of the reason why. Aha! Hey pal. You could ignore me after I went all this trouble to bring you some evidence. Ah, Detective Gumshoe. Ah, forget it, I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways. Now, Detective, I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little? We've got some really tasty milk. How about a card trick, Detective? Oh, well, if you insist. Now, about that evidence you mentioned. What is it? Here you go. Huh? This was yesterday in AH-AH-AH's room. Yep, and I've included the forensics results. Take a look at it later. Won't Miss Von Karma be mad that you're doing this? That's why this is all a secret. Huh? Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything, but everything that's happened in court up until now has gone according to our plan. I don't know, Miss Von Karma didn't seem in control of things in there just now. You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday our final plans were set into motion. Final plans? Uh-huh. That reminds me, I've got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it. And that's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here. What did he mean by that? The very end part? I'm not sure. It was all pretty cryptic to me. Oh, one more thing. Ah! Don't scare me like that. At least you didn't slap him this time. Looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendants. What? For me? It's milk. The reception area looks like some kind of dairy. So hurry up and drink it all before it spoils. An entire dairy's worth of milk for me? December 30th, 2:27 PM, District Court, Courtroom number 2. Court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please continue from where you left off. I'd like to continue with AH-AH-AH's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defence. Proof of what kind of motive AH-AH-AH would have to commit this crime. Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling? Yes, Your Honour? Please proceed with your testimony. Finally, we get to the motive. Wait, Nick, you okay? Just do me a favour and don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. Yeah. Here we go. About the ringmaster. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ringmaster of the very big circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. Short and sweet. You're such a thoughtful young man. As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that AH-AH-AH would kill the man he held in such esteem. You're absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no real need for a cross-examination, is there? Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would AH-AH-AH kill the ringmaster? This might be my last chance to answer that question. Of course I'll cross-examine. Oh. I picked the wrong thing! The defence has the right to cross-examine the witness. Huh. You're so tactless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You don't care about justice, do you? You just want to fabricate a motive. Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examine the witness. I did it wrong! God damn it! Well, I'll be back in a moment. I think that would be enough for now. Okay, I'm back. Pondering whether or not this man would kill the ringmaster leads me to believe that it is pretty unlikely. Exactly right, Your Honour. Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question. Go ahead, Your Honour. I'd just like to know, can you provide an explanation as to why AH-AH-ACHOO would want the ringmaster dead? I can't provide one. There we go. Nick? Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honour, the reason that AH-AH-ACHOO killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven. What? That's because AH-AH-ACHOO had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. Ow! Your foolish attempts to fool us like foolish fools is so foolhardily foolish. Did you forget you made an accusation against his witness, did you not? I believe it was, this is the real killer of Russell Berry Ringmaster. If you want to jump to the end of things, then yes, that sounds about right. The end of things? AH-AH-ACHOO. You didn't plan to kill the ringmaster at all, did you? The ringmaster wasn't your target that night. What did you just say? I'm saying that the target of this witness's murderous plot was not the ringmaster. Because it was never his intention to kill Russell Berry to begin with. What? Order, order. Bailiff, I don't care who it is, smack anyone who's loud in the face. Twice if you must. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to my court? Oh! Mr. Phoenix Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to his court? Are you attempting to imply that AH-AH-ACHOO was trying to kill someone else? We pick... Regina. Regina Berry? This young girl is the ringmaster's daughter, correct? AH-AH-ACHOO, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you? You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question. He could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to say is, you're wrong. That's it. That's it, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough, Mr. Wright. Allow me to... Wow! The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself. Huh? And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Show me evidence, now! I want to know why AH-ACHOO wants to kill Regina Berry. Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. Present evidence that proves AH-ACHOO was out to kill this young girl. So what I did before is I just ran through the testimony, pressed everything, got to the end because I wasted time. You're actually supposed to pick. No need to question him now because, you know, you don't need to. Anyway, where's that note? There we go. AH-ACHOO, you remember this, don't you? It's a piece of paper that we found inside the ringmaster's tailcoat. Oh, by the way, I'm just going to show you this as well. Small quantity of pepper. That's important. Inside the victim's tailcoat, AH-ACHOO wrote this note. It's ironically entitled To the Murderer. Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 PM. So you're saying that he called Russell Berry with that note? Yes, but there's just one little problem. Problem? AH-ACHOO did indeed place this note in someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the ringmaster. You mean, it wasn't for the... That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than... Regina Berry. Order, order, order! Mr. Wright, this little theory of yours. It's the truth, Your Honour. It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her. Which is why the morning of the crime she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That's when her father, the ringmaster, saw the note. That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in that plaza instead of Regina. And he was killed because of that mistake, instead of Regina. That's incredible! Remember the testimony that AH-ACHOO gave us earlier today? Lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. AH-ACHOO had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza, because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was. I've got it! AH-ACHOO thought it was Regina down in the plaza. And And that's when he let the bus fly. Hey Nick, isn't Regina listening to all of this from the audience? She is, unfortunately. It's only going to get harsher from here. Hope Regina can handle it. AH-AH-AH-ACHOO wrote this note to Regina. Foolishly foolish, full with foolishly foolish, full ideas of foolish tomfoolery. You're so foolish, you've even made me sound like a foolhardy fool. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If you're so sure, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Yes, what about that line? Well, if the note was meant for Regina Berry, it would mean that. This note is declaring that Regina Berry is a murderer. You just don't get it, do you? What? What did you just say? The ringmaster knew what the note meant, which is why he went to the plaza, in place of his lovely daughter. Hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to in the note? The incident 6 months ago. I know all about it. An incredible incident occurred 6 months ago. I don't know if I said incredible. And now I am more than ready to show this court what happened at that time. Moron. Wait, are you sure that it relates to the present case? It does indeed, Your Honour. Everything in this case has its start in what happened 6 months ago. Really, Nick? I think so. Well then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the notes? I know I'd certainly like to know what it is. If I can't answer that question, the judge is going to think I'm bluffing. The conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago is actually... this. Achoo! 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 What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It isn't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you asked for. What do you mean? Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence is what was inside. Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright, so what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Berry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper? Taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw. Oh, I thought you were going to whip us. Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer this question. Who was Regina Berry's intended victim? Bats. Who is this? That is AH-AH-AH's younger brother. What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead. Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how AH-AH-AH could feel that his brother is dead. Regina, she did that to him? Do you spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool? Naturally, the prosecution has looked into AH-AH-AH's brother, Sean Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state. A lion? Miss Regina Berry is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her. So then what happened to AH-AH-AH's brother? He's not the victim of an attempted murder, he's the victim of an accident. I see. Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident? It was more than that. The lion biting Bat was no accident at all. What? You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix Wright. There is no way that Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite AH-AH-AH's brother Bat with the scarf. That's just a scarf. AH-AH-AH. This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who is the one that gave this scarf to Bat? Regina. Regina gave it to him. Regina? There is something more than just blood on this scarf, Your Honour. What might that be? Pepper. Pepper? Pepper. Regina gave this scarf to Bat right before the accident, and she covered it with as much pepper as she could. Hey, what's with the silent treatment? Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You've done a good job of fingering a criminal. But out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Berry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that? It still seems like the judge doesn't get it. She does, though. Mr. Phoenix Wright. Wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling? Smiling? The lion was smiling? Right before Bat was bit by the lion, for a moment the lion's mouth changed and it looked like he was smiling. Lions smile? I've never heard of them smiling, however... Lions sneeze. Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. He sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf. What? You fool! You've got to be kidding me! What's the matter, Miss Von Karma? I object, for objection's sake. Mr. Phoenix Wright, this theory, you believe it? You really intend to say that this is how this joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do. It's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. AH-AH-AH-ACHOO nearly lost his brother due to this accident, or this joke as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina. You foolish idiot! It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. To think that there's someone who treats his accident with the respect it deserves. Are you telling me that what I said was true? AH-AH-AH-ACHOO, you can't mean witness? Are you confirming the defence's claim? Mr. Wright, unfortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's an even bigger problem with your theory. What would that problem be? The same problem it's always been, evidence. If I dropped Max's bust on top of the ringmaster... Where is the evidence that proves that claim? You mean the conclusive evidence? The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof to be more precise. The murder weapon. The bust that the defence claims was used, if that were to be found in AH-AH's room, and if it was covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes. Yes, it would be. The bust. Nick, you've got to do something. This is the last step. If I get this one right, the case is won. See how things work out first. It might be worthwhile to search AH-AH's room, but... Why aren't you going to search his room? Looks like you finally figured things out, didn't you? Now you know the true meaning of Von Karma Total Justice. I guess. I figured with you, that's the least I should expect. You'd leave no stone unturned. Can't read. Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched AH-AH's room yesterday. What did you find? There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, AH-AH would not be here as a witness. But to put a point on it, Max's bus was not in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. You see, Mr. Wright, the bus wasn't in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise, and we took AH-AH directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story. Just wait a second. Something's funny about all this. Looks like you lack the final nail to put into my coffin. But what about the scarf? What about the note? What about them, Mr. Wright? No offence, but the only evidence that is relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the ringmaster. You should know that by now. Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away. The bust, where is it now? Where's the bust right now? You're Phoenix Wright. You know where that bust is. I'm sure you do. There's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is? It seems this case is coming to a close. The defence's counter-arguments look to have fallen short. Thank you for your support. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I think that brings to an end the cross-examination of this witness. Hold it! Where is Max's bust? The defence needs time to prepare to present its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and I just bit my tongue. Huh? What? We need time to do what? Ow! Why are you the most surprised here? She's your aide, isn't she? Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright? What? Are you asking me? The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck. Hey, wait, you can't be serious. Acrobats always have their lives on the lines, don't they? That's how Acro's lived his life until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose. Very well, the defence may proceed. He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Walking the tightrope of logic, there's no room for a false step. Sink or swim, the only way through is forward. The murder weapon. Where is Max's bust now? Somewhere in the lodging house or in the big top? It's in this courtroom. It's obvious. The bust is inside this very courtroom. It's obviously where? Allow me to pinpoint the location of the bust once and for all. The judge's bench, prosecutor's bench, the witness stand. I guess the guy says witness chair, but, you know. Acro. I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off your wheelchair? I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you're a big guy and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Because it seems to be that it'd be really easy to say, hide a bust under there. Once again, your penchant for humour hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. However, your light-heartedness doesn't change the fact that the bus is under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Cam happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it, in the only place that you could hide it. Under your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. You fool! How could you? You've got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, two of them. Two of them? Miss Francisco Von Cam and Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch the surprise search of my room last night? There were two pieces of decisive evidence, the cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know. But the bust, obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. And the only place that I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Miss Von Cam, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. And now to be caught in the middle of hiding the murder weapon? There's no way I can escape that. Stop giving her all the credit, she had no idea. So you've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Cam. Ah, it all makes sense now. I can't believe that Von Cam thought that far ahead. It's amazing. Aha! You're definitely going to tell by looking at her. I know I sure couldn't. I can't believe it! Me! Make a mistake! Why did I order a surprise search of your room? If only I hadn't done that! It seems we finally arrived at the truth. Acro? Yes, Your Honour? Did you kill the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Mr. Russell Berry? Yes, Your Honour. I'm responsible for that crime. Acro! All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he'd tease her. One day my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back in the same way. And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper. No, she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times too. But I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely that she would laugh innocently when saying it, too innocently. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. That's when you decided to do something about Regina. How dreadful. So are you saying that you are a victim in all of this as well? No, that's not what I mean. I'm nothing but a murderer, that's who I am. At first I thought I'd kill myself, then I pondered giving myself up. But I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't up and leave yet. He's still waiting for his brother to wake up. This has been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself. I'm an idiot! I can't believe it! You beat me again! I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus I'd like to declare my verdict. Not guilty! Yay! This court is adjourned. We won! We won! December 30th, 4:27 PM, District Court Defendant Lobby number 5. Fabulous! But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this. AH-AH-ACHOO, the Ringmaster, Regina and Bat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh? That's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to. Many congrats! Spoiling it, Max! 1 million of them! Thank you. What's with the vibe in this room? I'm just thinking about AH-AH-ACHOO. No. If you worry about people too much, then you'll be like this forever and never be happy. Huh? She's been like this for a while now. It's all my fault! Sweetie pie! Bat and AH-AH-ACHOO, they're never coming back! Now everyone's gonna split up! Regina! Mr. Wright, tell me something! What do you want to know, Regina? AH-AH-ACHOO says something right at the end. I just couldn't up and leave yet. Does that mean that AH-AH-ACHOO, is he gonna try and get his revenge on me? I don't think so. He's not gonna do that to you, Regina. You sure? You're really sure? I can believe that? Yep, AH-AH-ACHOO doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. If that's true, then I want to see some evidence. Huh? I want to know! You're not just making up that stuff about AH-AH-ACHOO wanting revenge! Because he wants to wait for Bat to wake up. AH-AH-ACHOO didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. But Bat! That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know. I never knew. Now that AH-AH-ACHOO's been caught... I know. What? I'll do it. I'll stay next to Bat as long as it takes. Until he opens his eyes, and then until he can meet AH-AH-ACHOO again. That's so sweet of you, Regina. I'm sorry, AH-AH-ACHOO. I'm sorry, Bat. Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. Hey, Max. What is it, Mo? We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. So whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract. I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now? That's the big question. Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I've made the decision. What is it? I've decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I'll turn this circus into the best circus this world has ever seen. The best circus the world has ever seen? Don't laugh. That's quite the goal. Yay! I can't wait. Then I guess that changes things. Huh? There's only one thing the best circus the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means the circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen. Max? Let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy? I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you. Regina, you're gonna help them out too, aren't you? I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me. What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think that I brought you to court today? We've got to work together to make the very big circus bigger than it's ever been. Mo! Mo's right, sweetie pie. You can't be the very big circus without Regina Berry. Max! Nick! It seems like everything is going to turn out alright here. I can't wait to go see the best circus the world's ever seen. We'll save you the most fabulous seats. It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm going to order special whoopee cushion seats. You gonna stop anytime soon? Oh, I see. What made the case? Yesterday's surprise raid. It really paid off, just like you said it would, sir. You had it all figured out, didn't you? It was just a theory. If AH-AH-AH-ACHOO really was the killer, I thought this was the only way it could end. Especially if he was the defense attorney. You mean Mr. Wright? Of course. Well, Detective, my plane is about to leave. As for Mr. AH-AH-AH's case, you need not worry. I plan to personally stop by the Chief Prosecutor's office as soon as I get back. It's Edgeworth. Woo! He's alive! Understood, sir. I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah! Oh, Von Cam's in the newspaper. He's not dead! He's not dead! Zombie, Edgeworth, Edgeworth, Earth, Earth, Earth. He's not dead. Yeah! And there he is! Turn about Big Top. Done! So next time it will be, when that goes away, was it Farewell, My Turnabout, the last case of justice for all. We've gotten out of the way of the bad cases, we're going back to good cases, and Edgeworth is back! So, yeah, next time, Farewell, My Turnabout. So thank you all for watching, I shall see you all next time. Goodbye. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like and let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you decide to subscribe to the channel, that would be amazing, and ding that bell to be the first to hear about my new videos. Thanks again, and I shall see you all next time. Goodbye.